Front Sight Training Article Number 2. In 1992, I had a lengthy conversation with a very notable figure in the firearms training world. He said flatly, there is nothing more to learn in the world of defensive shooting. The only thing left is dissemination. Spread the word and get people trained. I agree with the get people trained part of his statement. I completely disagree with the nothing more to learn part. That comment was made to me almost 20 years ago. The advances made in terms of techniques, equipment, and tactics in the last 20 years are impressive. If we had simply declared ourselves victorious and stopped learning, we would have missed them all. You can stop learning if you want to, but the bad guys are a creative lot. They are sitting around right now dreaming up new ways to pull off their next stunt. And to survive that next stunt, how much training and preparation might you need? In other words, do you actually need formal firearms training? Many people live to a ripe old age and never even get into a fist fight, let alone a gunfight. They live their whole life completely untrained and completely without skill. Yet for them, unskilled was good enough. You and I understand the only reason they were good enough was dumb luck. Do you want to bet your life, and more importantly, the lives of your loved ones, on dumb luck? At the other end of the spectrum, if your job entails serving high-risk warrants on the other side of the tracks, you need lots of firearm training. Most of us live somewhere in between. You don't want to trust your life to luck, but you don't want to train to some lofty professional gunfighter standard either. You understand the value of training, but you want it to be correct and appropriate to your needs. The first thing you need to do is define what kind of training you need and how much. That is not easy. The unpleasant truth about gunfighting is that you have to be pretty darn good for your very first gunfight. You don't have the luxury of losing a gunfight or two as you get better and better. There is no warm-up, there is no progression from Little League to the minors to the majors. When it's for blood, you better be in the majors the very first time that handgun leaves the holster. And here's another problem. It's impossible to predict just how good you need to be to win any particular gunfight. That clearly depends on the bad guys you are facing. Many bad guys are complete idiots, and just a modicum of skill and a firm attitude on your part will save the day. However, some bad guys are highly skilled and dedicated, and to win that fight, you will have to be pretty sharp. There are lots of entities which offer firearms training. Examples include the local gun store, the local range, the NRA, family, friends, and professional training organizations. However, since gunfighting is not a trial and error type of activity, go to a professional organization for your training. Obviously, I recommend Front Sight, but I am also a realist. If you live on the other side of the country and your schedule or budget preclude you from making the trip to Front Sight, no problem. For the time being, get the best training you can at the local level. In fact, many of our students start at the local level to learn a little bit about the gun, shoot a few rounds, and get over their anxiety. Then they take the next step and come to Front Sight for professional training. There is nothing wrong with this two-step approach. Just don't kid yourself that a familiarization course held at a local range equates to proper training. To subscribe to our free gun training reports, go to www.frontsight.com. To watch informative and entertaining original Front Sight TV shows, go to www.frontsight.tv. Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you at Front Sight soon.